Hi folks, welcome to part 6 of the how to make a birch bark journal. I had to wait for the first cover to dry. Oh, this is kind of a little bit of problem. Okay, I think it's still not dried well. A little bit of more glue had there because of the not the flat part of the birch bark there, but when it's fully dry it's gonna phase out this thing. Also, when you make handmade, sometimes the effect of the defect. Now I'm gonna want, you can see the inside of the curved spine, and we already have a connection with one of the covers. You can see from the outside how it is. Thank you everybody who is watching all this parts series of tutorial for the binding of this journal, and also thanks everybody who comes to visit the live sessions, because I make the live sessions and later on I set the live sessions to public that remain after that on my channel, like video series and tutorials. I edit them to make, I include the parts, the other parts of every video description of each video. You can see there the links to the videos of the other parts. Now, in the previous part 5, I showed you, I marked where about is gonna be the fabric up to, and I will need to apply glue on this part here. Before that, you would want to cut a little bit of excess, that's the excess bark that is a little bit too much of a relief here, and you cut it, then you will apply the glue. Nobody yet come to the live, but anyway, you are watching this video right now. Now, as always, I tell you, don't apply too thick layer of glue, and take off with the brush off the excess glue. If it's too much, you need just a thin layer of glue, because the PVA glues work best when they are not in a thick layer, but the more thin layer. Also, as you see, we don't want the glue to soak through the fabric, you know. We never want the glue to soak through the fabric. That's why this is the second reason we're gonna want just a thin layer of PVA glue, and don't worry, the thin layer is gonna work just perfectly to glue the fabric. Now, when you apply the glue, you need to lay down the cover. Put something on your cover here, or maybe onto the edge of the cover, you know, like that, not to move too much. Put the spine towards like that, and you're gonna want to carefully observe and leave a space from the spine edge to the cover edge, like 6-7 millimeters. I already measured that, and I have my marks from the previous video. You can see where I add marks, so I know where exactly to apply the glue. Now you press a little bit, and then you will want to carefully put the cover, laying down the other cover, going down on the edge of the table, and like that carefully push towards the glued surface, and this way. Now the excess fabric threads, you're gonna need to remove them, of course, like always. Remove and refine after the rough work. Later on, also, I'm gonna refine it if I have other things to refine. especially when you're ready with the journal before shipping to your customers. Always make a thorough full observation if you have forgotten something to be refined, or if something new appeared at the last process of the crafting of the journal. And now you will want to wait this to dry for at least 20 minutes in order to tuck away the other fabric. But I will wait just a little bit because I am experienced enough to be careful enough and to know what I am doing, so that I can tuck the fabric towards, you can now want to watch this thing here. Now, again, we don't want too much layer of glues. Thanks to everybody who is visiting. Yo, hello, Jacob Goodbertson, or I am sorry, it's my display is a bit small. Not that small, but also the distance. Hello, Jacob. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting. And I am from Bulgaria. My name is Hristo, if you don't know me. Where are you from, Jacob? So we apply glue where the fabric would be going. Here also not too thick layer of glue, not too thin, but here you could put a little bit more glue, but not too thick, as I tell you, because here if the fabric leaks through the glue, if the glue leaks through the fabric, it's not big deal, because in the future we're gonna have inside lining. We're gonna have a special cardstock that we will glue on the inside of the covers, and this is called inside cover linings. Now you also apply glue to the spine. You apply glue to the spine like that. Pay attention to the edges. You want to have evenly spread glue on the total of the surface and on the edges, because this is gonna be the binding system. In the future, in the next part, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna put and glue the inside binding system, and you will see later on in the next parts how this thing is going to look like. Now you glue your spine. Make sure when you glue the spine you don't have wrinkles on the fabric. Then you want to position this side a little bit further, but not too much. Leave a little bit of excess fabric here in order for this to be freely opening in the future for the journal. So don't spread it too much, you know what I mean. You can use, you can press with a little bit of fabric here. We need a good connection. Then you want to put like that the journal and carefully observe and carefully press on the edges for a couple of times until you're sure that the fabric is glued well. Then carefully, because I didn't wait too much for the cover to wait, press again the first gluing here, but when you tuck the fabric towards the inside, this is gonna make nicely the edge. As you can see, the edge will be, the visible part of the edge will be nicely with a fabric. Later on, Now I'm gonna also glue this side. Jacob, you still here? Where are you from, man? Now I apply the glue for the second side. Somebody's calling me. I'm gonna just hang off the phone. The ringing. We need like 5 more minutes for this video session to show you the second edge of the spine and the deconnecting of the. So you see, it's not that hard to make. It's a little bit sophisticated process. It takes quite some different operations, but it's not that hard, or it's not a hard science to make, you know, a fabric journal. Now I'm gonna show you what I do here. Use your tissue for cleaning. Now you spread the wrinkles here on the spine because you don't want here to have wrinkles. Okay? And then you take this a little bit further, but see, we have here a little bit of excess fabric which will allow the journal to freely open and to not have problems when opening. Don't worry, in the future we will have here also the other part of the inside part of the binding, which is gonna also be from fabric and also will be glued to here, and this will furthermore make the journal super durable for many years to come. Specifically this journal I am crafting for the magician Joshua J from the United States, from Las Vegas. He is very famous magician in the world. He is ex-champion, he is ex-world champion in magic with cards, in close-up, and also he is a world Guinness recorder for close-up magic overall. I repeat, he's ex-world champion in card deck magics, with card decks, and also he's the Guinness record for the best magician in close-up magic overall. So I am very honored to craft this book for Joshua J. He wants this to use for picture album, and I'm gonna be putting 300 grams per square meter paper, which is 150 lbs cardstock, not paper. This gonna be the pages from the cardstock, so he can glue pictures in this. Also these pages will be colored, coffee stained with homemade coffee. Thanks to you folks. Thank you folks for watching. Now we need to wait this to dry. Again, go to the other side and make sure this thing later on with a thin I'm gonna refine this part with a little bit of glue in order to not be swept away with the time of usage with the years, to make this site also more durable. And you can see now we have the binding, the connecting with the journal covers and the spine, and the details are staying very much more nicely now. Also the things with these journals is you can choose either this or this side to be the front of the journal. You can swap the sides before you start writing in it, or before you start gluing pictures. You can choose either this side to be your first page, or you can turn it around. And thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for subscribing, for watching my videos, for liking and sharing. If you're new to my channel, my name is Hristo and I am from Bulgaria, and I will be making crafting tutorial videos, but especially the most of the times we post, me and my cousin, we post videos from the Bulgarian mountains, amazing spectacular views. I also ordered a drone today. My drone arrived. Here it is. I'm not gonna show you much of it, it's just in the case. This is my new DJI drone. Be careful with the drones. This is absolutely amazing, incredible little mini drone that's very good. The brand is DJI. It's not paid advertising. I don't want to make this is not paid advertising, so let me not think people that I do this for money. I'm just proud with this brand because this is one of the best brands for for drones, and I just love my new drone. I can't wait to learn. Next week I'm gonna make some learning lessons with a friend of mine who is experienced with drones and with flying drones. I need to learn a little bit for a couple of weeks how to fly the drone properly and how to use the camera with a bit of cinematic effects, So I'm gonna need a bit of experience to do that. But stay tuned. I'm gonna be showing you in the next month drone videos from the spectacular Bulgarian mountains. So please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video, and comment below what you think if you want to help us grow our channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video. In part 7 I'm gonna show you how we will make the inside binding system for the birch bark journal. See you in my next video. I wish you a good night, folks.